everyone, welcome back to Mouth Matter. If you're new here, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. My name is Titi, and yeah, let's get right into this. So for today's own, I thought we'd do something different. This video is going to be like things that I find wrong with Webtoon, and it kind of all just came to a head. It's just things that have been like, this is a little bit iffy. This is a little bit iffy. This isn't sitting right with me. Kind of came to a head with that whole coin thing that they did. I'll get into it later. So yeah, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. My last video was about your letter. The one before that was, I think, purple hyacinth. So you can go into that and enjoy those as well. Those were normal webtoon reviews. So the first one I'm going to talk about is about the ads. I've been seeing it some people talk about how webtoon ads aren't the best and they're very cringy. This is the very least one. I picked this one to go first because it's something that doesn't really bother me. I personally have not seen webtoon ads at all. Like, I've never come across something being promoted to me on my YouTube channels or promoted to me on any video that I watch or any website that I'm on. I've never, that's not how I came across webtoon. But like, other people have, and they've seen how cringy it can be, and I've seen the examples that they put on, like for example on Reddit. They're really cringy, but they're not too bad. They're cringe, but they're not bad. I won't even say I would just go as far as to say they can do more to deter people reading webtoons as opposed to actually getting them to click on it. So I think that's something the marketing team has to get on, because honestly I think the promotional like marketing for webtoons is actually quite good. I actually quite like it. You know, when they send you your notifications or the in-app things and the banners themselves, they actually quite, I very much enjoy it. I've been steadily compiling some stuff that I really like about the promotional stuff, so I can make it into another video. It's not ready yet though, but I think the ones on the outward, like the ones that on the YouTube channels, the ones that they promote, let's say on someone's video or something like that people see, they're very cringe and they'll make someone not want to read webtoons. So I think that's actually just really bad, and they should get on that, because it's not cute. It's really not cute. You know that thing when you just shudder from how something is very cringy, and okay, so that's that. The second thing was the coin thing. The coin thing, if you don't know, something happened maybe 3 or so days ago, and it was like they're promoting this green light thing, webtoon green light, where basically these creators, they would post like the first 3 chapters of these stories, and then the ones that are liked the most, if they get up to like I think 60,000 likes or more, then they get, you know, promoted and they get green lit, and they're being able to be made into actual webtoons, which is a very good premise in it of by itself. And I think readers will be readily available to like promote that and to actually want to read it, and that you actually want to support creators. I would not like to be a creator in this instance, in this green light thing, just because I would hate it for me to not get promoted while all my other peers are promoted. I think that, but all the best. I'm going to like every single chapter of every single thing here, so everyone gets promoted. But what they did was that Webtoon made it so the way they tried to entice you into clicking onto the thing was that they put a thing up and they were like, okay, spin this and be able to get like up to 100 free coins. And if you don't know, coins are very coins in webtoon, you don't need them, you can always wait, but they essentially they needed to like get into a fast pass to fast track yourself into like the next episode, instead of waiting for it to drop the next week or whatever designated time it's supposed to drop. So if something's supposed to drop next week, the next episode, instead of waiting 7 days, you could literally just say, nah, okay, I'm going to just fast track myself there. So that's how it works. I've never used fast pass because I'm not willing to pay that kind of money. Plus, fast track is kind of like a double-edged sword, in the sense that, okay, you've fast tracked yourself like 7 days, cool, now you have to wait 14 days for the next one to come out, right? That's how it works. Yeah, like let's say, yeah, now you have to wait like a longer time for the next one to come out. It's just, yeah, because obviously they're not going to put something to replace the ones that you've already read, because you've read it, that's it. So I prefer waiting, I don't mind. So they said you could get up to 100 coins, and then all you have to do is spin this thing. Just press a button, they'll spin. You know those makeshift like spin roulette things. Fine. So I did mine. I personally did mine. I was like, okay, cool. I'm not sure I'll get to 100, but I'll get something cool. And then I got 1 coin. They spun the thing. The thing turned white, so you don't see where the thing is going to end up, and it turned white. And I got 1 coin. 1 coin. And I was a bit miffed. I was like, what do you mean? What does one, what would help? What does 1 coin help with? It really does not help with anything. Like, what would you use it? I was searching on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, so you mean other people got only 1 coin as well? Like, how that is a scam? What's going on? Because if I got 1 coin and then the next person that I saw got like 5 coins, I'll be like, okay, it's cool. Luck of the draw, fine, whatever. But everyone was saying how they only got 1 coin. You go into the comment section of this green light something, everybody was talking about how they only got 1 coin, 1 coin, 1 coin. I think I saw 2 people say that they got 2 coins, and then one person said that their friend got 10 coins, and that was it. Majority, like I would say like 90% of people said that they got one coin, which just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense because 1 coin will not help anybody. It really would not. I saw one person be like, oh, I think I'm in the small percentage of people who this actually helps, because I had 4 coins and I needed one more to make the 5 so I could get fast pass. So this actually helps me. And if that's you, good on you. But like for other people, it's like, no, this won't help anything. And I think it's only eligible for like 30 days. So I'm just going to watch that coin expire because there's nothing I can do with it. If they had given me 5 coins, you didn't have to give everyone like 100 coins. But if you have given everyone like 5 coins, then someone could have actually have used that for like a fast pass. Even if we could only use it for 1 episode, for so you need 5 coins for 1 episode, at least it would have been something. But fine, that's besides the matter. That's fine. I think the one thing that it kind of annoyed me was that this could have all been avoided if, number one, you had said, okay, everyone's getting 1 coin, you click on this, you get 1 coin or something. Everybody would still have been like, webtoon, what the hell, what would help with what am I going to do with 1 coin? But at least you were upfront about it, and at least people would have come into like it's thinking, okay, I'm going to get 1 coin if I click on this, if I read on this. And you probably would have even gotten other people defending you in the comments section. You probably would have gotten readers defending like, hey, they did say you'd only get 1 coin, so why are you mad? Why you probably would have gotten that. So I don't understand why you didn't do that. Either that, or you could have just not given coins essentially, and you could have promoted it the normal way you'd have promoted that whole pop-up like banner thing that comes when you enter the app. That's what happened, and that's how I found it. You could have just done that and not put anything about getting free coins. You have just been like, hey, we're doing this new thing, click on it. It's so, because people do it, we do it. That's how I found out about Killstagram. That's how I found out about many other webtoons, just because of that pop-up thing. And I subscribed to it, and I still end up reading it and everything. So like, I just thought that was such a failed initiative, and it wasn't needed. It just wasn't needed, and it actually made people be more iffy around webtoon because it just didn't make sense. The next thing is that, just to harp on quickly, was that there was a 15 coin thing going on, I think last year, and it was like, oh, read, I think it was 75 chapters in a designated amount of time. And I was doing it until I think I dropped off, because they eventually told me, oh, you've missed your mark or something like that. But I was on Reddit forums looking for it, because I was like, okay, this isn't the first time something with coins has happened. And then I saw some people talk about how they only got like 5 coins out of the 15 that they were supposed to get. So that's a little bit iffy too. I don't know, y'all tell me if you did these things and if you got the amount of coins you were promised, and tell me if you got more than 1 coin, or if you only got 1 coin. Tell me in the comment section, because I actually want to know. The next thing that kind of annoyed me, and this one is a bit, I know how I stand on the subject, so y'all would have to tell me how you stand on the subject. Fast pass on old webtoons. You guys know I've done Girls of the Wild webtoon review. You can go look at that after you finish watching this. So Girls of the Wild is finished. It's completed. Finished like I think 2017 maybe 2016 2017. So it's an old webtoon. It's finished. It's completed, and it started pretty earlier as well. So I read it the first time. I read it the first time back in I think 2018. I read it, completed it. Nothing. I binged it. It was really good. Well, it was go read my review. I mean, go watch my review. And then when I eventually started this channel, I was like, okay, because what happens is that I always have to reread webtoons, or at least have read them and made notes to be able to like come up here and like say my piece on them. And then I was like, okay, I want to go and reread Girls of the Wild so I can actually come up with notes and actually come up here and say my piece. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't because I started doing it and I dropped it off, and then I started again, and all of a sudden there was like I won't say it's fast pass, but you have to pay to read certain chapters, and that just didn't make sense to me, especially seeing as they're old webtoons. You know what I mean? What I do, I definitely I'm not against fast pass in the sense that, oh, okay, this is coming out next week. It's coming out next week. You can pay if you want. I'm not against that. You do you. In my sense, the creator and the reader, it's a win-win for them. You get a new episode, and the creator, if the creator, I don't know how creators get paid. Either the creator gets paid or webtoon gets paid, fine, whatever. It's a win-win situation. And for this one as well, for old webtoons, it's kind of like, is it a win-win situation? I don't know. Like I'm all for supporting creators, that's fine, but I do think it would have been more effective if it was introduced, it was like a fast pass thing in its heyday, while it was still, although who knows, maybe it was a fast pass thing and I only came when it was over, so they can't have put fast pass because it's over, it's completed. So maybe it was people who had webtoon back in those days. Tell me if you did, there was fast pass back on like Girls of the Wild or like Bastard. Tell me if that's what happened and you could have done that. But like putting fast pass on webtoons that are old, it's almost like, but what's the use of that? The people who know about these webtoons, who are in the know of these webtoons, are most likely the ones who read it earlier at an earlier time. So they're only coming back to binge it for that binge quality back, for like nostalgia kicks. So it's like, okay, now you're putting coins to pay for it. Who's going to do that? No, because like I said, people who know about it, they're the ones who have probably read it before. So it's like, okay, now I have to pay for it. I'm probably not going to do that, especially seeing as, and you have to be careful with that kind of thing, because people will go to other sites that are not exactly legal to go and get these episodes for free. So that kind of just, I don't know, it's a bit of a because I'm all for supporting creators as well, but at the same time it's a tiny bit annoying. So you tell me how you feel about it. So the next one is NSFW content, not suitable for work content. So things that are slightly of the sexual maturity that maybe younger people should not be reading. I have two opinions on this. At one point I'm like, okay, I think to get webtoon the app you have to be 14 plus to actually have the app, and even though you're 14 plus, there's still some things you shouldn't be seeing. So for that I'm kind of like, okay, that's fine, I kind of get what they're saying. While there are older people on the app, and they are allowed and they're mature enough to see like things that are more of the sexual content, I know how kids work as well. Kids will want to see it just because they're curious in nature, so they're going to click on it. I know they put these kind of restrictions, like let's say for things that are more sexual in nature, though, or more violent, let's say, they'll put on it and be like, oh, 18 plus, and then are you 18? And then you can just click yes or no. And I'm thinking, which 14-year-old or which 12-year-old is going to click no? After that, they're still going to click yes. They're going to get into this because they want to read it. So on one hand I'm like, okay, yeah, we do have to restrict the things. I've seen things that have become restricted, like they'll cut off things. It'd be very odd because they're trying not to like put anything too sexual in there, but at the same time I'm thinking, how about things that are more thriller-esque, because I've read some webtoons that are very, very incredibly scary. Some that they even put in like they're allowing you to put to be what's the word, immersed into the whole experience. So they'll put in like your phone will be vibrating, or things will be popping up, or notifications will be coming through, and it's a really cool experience, but at the same time it's very scary. And I'm thinking some of these aren't as they're not as restricted, and they're very violent in nature and very scary, just very, very scary webtoons, guys. So it's like, okay, cool. You're not gonna, some, the creator will put, oh, okay, if you are young, or if you're pregnant, or if you're old, maybe you shouldn't read this. But it doesn't have the same like restrictions as something more let's say mature in that sexual nature kind of way. So that's kind of like it's a little bit, I'm kind of lost on that one. So I don't know, tell me what you think of that, because I would like to know more opinions on it, especially if you're a creator. I would like to know how you feel about that section, especially also, and also if you're a reader as well, like me. So the next one, this is my last one. I have to talk about The Devil is a Handsome Man. I have a review on this out. I said it's a big disappointment. I happen to love it. I just said it was a big disappointment because of how much like potential it had. But it's so pretty. I would say go read it just because of the art, but the plot is also really good. Um, the creator has been trying to, from what I've been gathering, the creator has been trying to promote to publish their chapters, but it's with webtoon, and webtoon doesn't want to do it, and apparently it's because some of the things are more mature. And I was here thinking, okay, some of these things, they're not exactly don't take my word for it, but I would have to say that I didn't know creators would have to go through that lengthy process. I thought anybody can, like, I thought webtoon is more like a YouTube kind of thing. Okay, people come in, they're like, okay, I want to start, I'll draw whatever and I'll submit it, and then it will get published, and that's how it is. I didn't know it had to go through like a manual screening. So that's kind of my own thing about it. So I don't know, it's just a bit iffy. It's all just a bit iffy. Apparently it's because some of these contents that they want to bring in is on the more mature side. That's one thing I've seen. Another thing I've seen is that the creator has been going through some things. I've seen that, and that's actually very verified. I went on their Instagram page. They said they lost someone, so all my prayers do go out to them. I hope they're in a better place. But I also saw some parts like, oh, there was one person who was commenting on their things very a lot. It wasn't just some one thing. It was like I saw 5 different things that person was it was a copy and paste message. And it was like, oh, someone in the comment section, not this person, was like, oh, apparently they're doing it because they want to wait until they have something to promote, and then they'll promote The Devil is a Handsome Man. But that doesn't make sense, because there have been so many opportunities to promote The Devil is a Handsome Man. There's just been so many events coming up, so it doesn't make sense in that way. And I don't know how fair that is to say, okay, we're not going to push out your content now because we're waiting for something to happen. Is that even allowed? So that's one thing. And then the other thing is that I was seeing a lot, like I said, there was this one commenter, the same commenter, and it's the same message, they'll copy and paste. They're like, oh, we're sorry, we're just busy with publishing and busy with management, so on and so forth, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, is this person real, or is this person like, someone just trying to like, I don't know, why would anybody that isn't part of actual webtoon come in and start commenting like, oh, that's for a joke, it's not a good joke, so why would you do that? But at the same time, why would webtoon in a unverified sort of, it was just a weird username, be like, yeah, okay, we're just busy? Like, would they really allow that? I don't know. I'll put the message up, and then you can tell me what you think about it. So yeah, those are kind of my thoughts. Webtoon is a great app. I actually have so many likes about it, but at the same time, there's just some things that have been like, this is a bit iffy. This doesn't really sit right with me. This isn't making too much sense. But on the whole, I kind of like the app. But yeah, I just had to bring that to attention. If there's any other problems that you guys have had with Webtoon as a whole, just let me know in the comment section, because I'm actually very interested to know. So yeah, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Tell me yeah, TT, some of these things I've experienced, some of these things I've not experienced. I agree with you on this, I don't agree with you on this. And yeah, go watch my other videos, the ones that I recommended in here. I've recommended quite a bit: Devil's Handsome Man, Girls of the Wild, the other ones. And yeah, bye.